Okay. Okay. So now we are starting with chapter number 6. The topic is attitude and social cognition. Yes, chapter number 6, attitude and social cognition. Now, under this topic, please mark the topics. Certain topics, the subtopics have been deleted. This chapter is starting from page number 106. So, from page number 106 till page number 119. Am I clear? From page number 106 till page number 119, these all topics will be coming and rest of the chapter has been deleted. On page number 119, you can see the last topic, social cognition. Please cut this. So from page number 119 till page number 125, all these topics have been deleted from this chapter, right? So around half chapter, less than half chapter has been deleted. Now under this topic, we're going to cover up, first of all, explaining social behavior, nature and components of attitudes, attitude formation and change, prejudice and discrimination, and last, strategies for handling prejudice, right? So all these topics will be coming under this chapter, and rest of the topics, the subtopics have been deleted. So from page number 106 till page number 119 is coming. Rest of the topics have been removed. Right, children? So let us start with the very first topic, explaining social behavior. Now see, whenever we talk about social behavior, as we also have done this in 11th class, that social psychology deals with all behavior that take place in the actual, imagined, or implied presence of others. Generally, what idea we have that social behavior means what? That it is generally it happens in the presence of others. Or social behavior means to be in others' company, to be with others' company, right? So this is just not the definition or explanation of social behavior, but what is it all about? Any behavior is affected by the presence. Now presence could be imagined also, it could be implied also, and it could be actual also. Yes, so social behavior where all behavior that takes place in the actual, imagined, or implied presence of others. Now let us just discuss this example, very simple example, that if you have to memorize a poem, right, and recite it, you may have no problem in doing this when you are by yourself. When you are all alone in a room and you have to memorize a poem and you have to recite it, then you can do it very easily. But what happens if certain people are there, some people are observing you, or just you are imagining a scene where audience is sitting and you are standing on a stage? This imagination also can affect your behavior or your performance all of a sudden. Earlier, when you was all alone in a room, you were very confident, you were reciting the poem in a very effective manner, very impressive manner. But the moment some other family member has came into your room, or you have just imagined a scene where a lot of audience is sitting and you are performing on a stage, so all of a sudden you either just forgotten some of the part, or you started fumbling, or in any other way your behavior or your performance has been hindered. So this is the effect of social presence. It could be actual presence of others, it could be imagined presence of others, or it could be implying presence of others, right? Now, this is just one example that demonstrates how our social environment influences our first what? Thoughts. Second, emotions. And third, behavior in complex ways, right? So our social environment is, affecting in three areas. As we have just discussed in chapter number 5 during the therapies, how therapies are working, they are affecting your thought process, they are also affecting your emotion process, and they are, in the last, affecting your behavioral process. So in the same manner, this social environment is also affecting our thoughts, emotions, and behavior in complex ways. Social psychologists examine various forms of social behavior and try to explain their basis. Because of social influences, people form views or attitudes. Now we will going to discuss about what is the meaning of attitude. In a layman language or a general impression we have about this word, attitude means, if I ask what kind of attitude you have about your country or about the political system, or what kind of attitude you have about the education system of your country, right? So what it generally means, that what kind of opinion you have, or what kind of views you have, or what kind of idea you have, right? So this is just about your views or attitudes about people, about different issues in life, or about different situations that exist in the form of behavioral tendencies. Now, next is what? When we meet people, we make inferences about their personal qualities. This is called impression formation. See, this is a first kind of social behavior, impression formation. When we used to indulge in this process, impression formation, suppose you meet, a new person in your life, a stranger, and you just start drawing inferences about his personal qualities. Let us take an example. Suppose you met a girl who was wearing the spectacles, right? It is a very general. So what kind of attitude you generally form, that this is a very sincere, the girl is very sincere and studious, right? So we are associating those spectacles, that physical appearance, with some psychological characteristics. What are those? About her nature or about her behavior, that sincerity, the discipline. So this is a kind of impression we are forming just in the first meeting. We don't know about that girl. We never met her earlier. We don't know about her personality. But in just first impression, how do we, draw inferences about the characteristics? But just by giving, a focus, giving attention on the physical qualities. Just take it as another example. If you meet someone and you find that the person is wearing quite a modern outfit, right? So what kind of impression? That yeah, this person is a very broad-minded kind of individual, and this is a very modern kind of individual, right? So just by observing the outfit, you just make start forming the inferences about the personal qualities. So this process is known as what? Impression formation. We are also interested in why people behave in the ways they do. That is, we assign causes to the behavior shown in specific social situations. Now, first of all, so what we do, this is a very general habit or tendency of humans, that first of all, so we form impression about someone, right? Secondly, what we start doing, we also, assigning causes behind those formation. If we are, we have formed some impression, so we ourselves start giving the causes and reasons also for that quality. Suppose we have said that the girl is very studious, right? Because she was wearing spectacles. So we were, start giving the causes also based upon our own personalities, based upon our own point of view. based upon on our own perception, right? So this will be different individually, and we will start giving our causes also behind those characteristics or behind those features. And this process is known as what? Attribution. We start attributing. We start assigning causes to the behavior shown in specific social situations by someone else, right? The second process is what? Attribution. Now, these three processes, what are the processes? First one was what? Attitude. Second one, impression formation. And third one was what? Attribution, right? So all these three processes, attitudes, impression formation, and attribution, these are examples of what? Mental activities. And it is doing what? These processes are gathering, collecting, or interpreting information about the social world. In this manner, by applying these processes, these mental activities, what we are doing? We are collecting, or we are gathering, and we are interpreting also, analyzing also them all together. What? Different kind of information about the social world. So these three processes collectively called social cognition, right? Cognition, you all understand all the mental processes and mental activities. Now, what are the three important mental activities that we just now discussed? About attitudes, about impression formation, and about attribution. So all these three processes and activities, these are helping us? These are helping us to first of all gather or collect, right? And then after that, we are also analyzing, or we are also, interpreting them to take out some meaning. And this is all about our surroundings, about the social world. So what it is known as? Social cognition, right? Now the social cognition is activated by cognitive units called schemas. See, schemas will discuss it in detail, but just for now, understand schemas are the cognitive units. And it is activated by which process? Social cognition. Schemas, you can just understand that these are certain categories, these are certain classifications which are there, and on the basis of these schemas, we form our full social cognition process. How we take the things, how we attribute the things, how we evaluate or interpret the things, these are all based upon what? The schemas. And schemas are what? These are the cognitive units of social cognition. Fine. Now, cognitive processes cannot be directly seen. This is another feature of cognitive processes, that we cannot see them directly, but we can infer them on the basis of external shown behavior, right? We cannot see the cognitive processes directly. If some mental activity is going inside your mind, I cannot see. But yes, I can infer from your behavior that what you are doing or what you are trying to do. I can just make, assumption, or I can just take out or infer the things by just observing your external behavior, right? Now, these are the examples of cognitive processes which cannot be seen, which cannot be directly seen. But on the other sides, there are other examples of social influence that are in the form of what? Observable behavior. Right now, just now, what we have discussed, the things which we cannot see. And now there are certain processes available which we can directly see, which are observable. What are they? First one is what? Social facilitation or inhibition. This is only one process. Social facilitation oblique inhibition, right? Second process is what? Pro-social behavior. Two processes are there. First one is what? Social facilitation or inhibition. You can put a oblique. And second one is what? Pro-social behavior. Now let us discuss the first one. Social facilitation or inhibition. What does it mean? The improvement or decline in performance in the presence of others. This process means that whenever we are doing any activity or whenever we are performing, it is affected by the presence of others, right? If others are present, it is somewhere, enhancing our performance, and sometimes or somewhere it is, deteriorating our performance. It happens for some people. If others are observing, they start performing in a very good manner. It happens with you, yes, that if you are performing all alone, then it is not a very fine performance. But when you start feeling that others are observing you, or others may praise you, others may appreciate you, you start performing, you start giving your best. But it happens the other way around. It just happens opposite in other individuals, that when they are all alone, they are very confident, they are giving very good performance. But when they realize that we are, observed or noticed by someone else, then their performance just start decreasing. So this is what social facilitation, when the presence of others are enhancing your performance, and social inhibition means when presence of others is decreasing your level, decreasing your performance level. Second one, what I said, pro-social behavior. Pro-social behavior is a new term for all of you. What does this mean? Responding to others who are in need or distress. What does this simply mean? If I say in a simple language, to help others without any, cause, without any selfish cause. We are just trying to help others, those whoever is in a need or in distress, and we do not want anything in return, right? Sometimes we help others because we want something back, we want something in return, or we may start thinking that in future maybe the person could also help us. So it is a two-way round, right? But pro-social behavior simply means that we are helping a person who is in a need or who is in a distress, and we do not want anything in return. We really want to help that person or individual, right? In order to understand completely how the social context influences the individual, it is necessary to study both social cognitive processes and social behavior. Two things are there: social cognitive processes and social behavior. Social behavior, simply when behavior is there, right? When we are doing any activity. And cognitive processes, when we are also applying the mental processes, when we are applying various mental activities. So both these processes are important, that how the social context influences any individual. Social psychologists have shown that one must go beyond common sense and folk wisdom in order to explain how people observe and make sense of their own and others' diverse behavior. See, this is a very interesting thing, that we generally, used to follow the common sense notion. I think you remember class 11, chapter number 1, the common sense notion and the difference between psychology, right? But as a human being, as a member of a society, what we do, we usually follow all those common sense notion and the folk wisdom, the folk stories which are coming from one generation to another, right? We keep on follow those things. We never introduce any kind of modification or any kind of manipulation from our side, right? We just see other people, we just observe them and make sense of their behavior. We give meaning according to our own personalities or the same common sense notion. But social psychologists have shown that we have to go beyond it. We have to give some other causes also apart from the regular things which are coming long back. These are coming, from long generations, and it is still passing from one generation to another. Through systematic and objective observations, And by adapting scientific methods, it is possible to establish logical cause and effect relationship that explains social behavior. That simply means that whenever we do any research, whenever we form any cause and effect relationship, and whenever the things are measurable and observable, always we can find the causes behind any kind of social behavior. Right? Yes, ma'am. We'll stop with the recording.